Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. We have a wonderful show tonight. We know that next week is July 4th weekend, and it looks like George is going on vacation. So it looks like it might be our last show for the summer season, and then we're going to take a hiatus from the regular radio, but not from the YouTube, Facebook.
Are you still going to be on in the summer?
I'm still on. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, yeah, I am planning on going to Israel on August the 15th because I did some more collections, and my brother is making a bar mitzvah. My nephew is making a bar mitzvah for my great-nephew, and I have to go because he's my oldest Tishla living grandson.
Are you going to actually go for more than like 3 days?
No.
Crazy.
I'm leaving on Thursday. I'm taking my sister, and I'm going to be there Friday. I'm going to arrive. My brother wants me to come earlier. I'm going to hang out for the Sabbath and go to my parents' grave. I'm going to go to the Yam HaMelech to go dipping in the mud. I'm going to put myself all muddy. And then
Is that supposed to make you look more beautiful? Or
don't you see my face? I've been putting on mud every day. Somebody brought me back mud from Israel. I really look handsome. Don't I, people on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook? I look hot now. I'm telling you. Somebody was commenting that my hair is not dyed well. That's why I'm going to lose the next election.
what?
I know. People are just stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long are you going to Israel for?
3 days. Thursday I'm going to leave, so I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I might get stuck there Monday. We're trying to get the ticket.
Are
home,
you
so
manic, Heshy? Like, why not just stay there for a week and get a real vacation?
The problem is Linda doesn't want to come, and I have so many things to do here. You know, like today I had a guy who came in that was his building. He was vacated from his unit. I had another guy selling his house. He can't sell his house because the city is not letting him lift his vacate order and stop work order. I have another guy this week who got a criminal, listen to this, a criminal building department violation. Criminal building that he got a violation for working without a permit. Now the building department is filing criminal charges against him because he didn't pull a permit and he tampered
Well, the
with
city
sign.
needs money. They're going around.
And now I have to. The lawyer alone cost us $5,000 just to get him in there.
You heard what my parents are dealing with the door nonsense. So.
I know, with a stupid door, they want to punish him and repunish him and fine him and torture.
By the way, they've been coming to that building for as long as we own it.
I checked the rules. He does not need a secondary door if the first door locks, and there's no fireproofing through a glass door.
The city needs money, you know?
Yeah, somebody complained, and that's the way we do things. And it's constant like that, you know? I was watching cops this week sitting on a corner, and I pulled over. I said, why are you sitting here? I said, why are you sitting here? There's cameras, 19 of them. Why are you sitting here doing nothing when you should be protecting crime? You know, there's protests in the city, and none of them are being arrested. But you're arresting Jewish kids because you have to do that. And the DA Gonzalez, which I'm trying to make a deal with, is telling us that there's political problems with this with the Palestinians and Jews. What political problems in New York City? There's no political problems. You don't have a permit. You're committing a crime. You're fine. It's over. You can't have a protest in the middle of the street.
Are you ever worried that something's going to happen like in Los Angeles where they went into a Jewish neighborhood? Or in Toronto?
So they tried coming to the Jewish neighborhoods, the outskirts of the neighborhoods, and we've stopped them right now, okay? We've stopped temporarily right now. But
what does that mean, stop them?
That means we
Tell the Goyim what you guys do.
That means we have our protection agencies. We're blocking the streets. We're giving them a hard time, and we don't let them in. So they're scared that we're going to fight back with them. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to, hello everybody, I'm going to take a break for a second, and we're going to welcome our listeners at WSNR, 6:20 a.m. We're going to welcome our listeners at WNEW, FM HD3, and WPIVID, I always get it wrong, in Miami. Welcome to the show. We were talking about a couple of things, and we're going to bring some more things up, but I want you guys to know.
By the way, just so the audience knows, because not everyone knows, they don't live in Borough Park.
By the way, I didn't say hello, George. You look so nice.
Thank you very much. What is a protection? Is that like the mafia? Is that like?
It's not like
you got to explain to the audience what it is.
I want to tell the audience. We're going to get to that in a moment. We're going to get back to that. There was election in New York, primary elections, and Carmen Yeager, my original councilman from my district, who beat me in the last election. I don't know how, whatever. Anyways, we've got him into...
Well, I tell you how, because you lost that Republican line, because you guys...
I really won the line, but whatever.
The guys before me screwed it up.
Right, so you're going to help me with it. So he's now an assemblyman due to term limits. Now, assembly has no term limits. I believe we need term limits. Just like this guy Bauman, lost the election.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Thank God. This pig Bauman, he's the one who pulled the fire alarm, right?
That is correct.
He pulls a fire alarm in middle of Congress that people could have died. It's like screaming fire in a movie theater, and you know what happened to him? Nothing. Nothing.
That's a felony last time I checked.
I know. I would get arrested. My point is we need term limits. We need them out of the office. My point, and by the way, I told you at the beginning of the show, somebody was telling me, Hesh, you're going to lose the election because you don't dye your hair properly. I dye my hair good. When I take a haircut, all the white comes out. We try to cut it out. I color it, and I make it look better. And then after a few days, it comes back to the right color. So today I posted my storyline.
I don't know why that would make a difference. Joe Biden won, and his hair, he's completely checked out with white hair.
By the way, we're going to talk about it, but I want you to know, Mr. Yeager won. They're holding back now his seat because Mr. Felder, our state senator, who did nothing when he was councilman, wants to come back to council. You know what? Just so he can retire and get a pension. That's what your politicians do. They sit just to get a pension, just to sit there. If that's what you want, be my guest. Everybody's telling me you're going to win, Heshy. I have people now, Christians, Catholics, Muslims, on the way to church on Sunday or Fridays. Heshy! People know me. You have no reason not to come to me. People know me in the street. I mean, I have bodyguards watching my property now at where I work because there are people coming in, whatever. And
Wait. Back up.
I don't need bodyguards. But we hired the property owner, so many people coming and going, and people have threatened. So he hired, and the people around the corner.
Was that based on you or somebody else?
Based on somebody else, but they're worried about me. So these guys are looking out for me when I come and go and watching my car and stuff. I told them I don't need it.
Are you worried about Ina's boyfriend or something?
Ina's boyfriend, I think, who knows what she has, Ina. But I'm telling you now that I'm being careful, but I'm not scared. And you asked me, this Palestinian and Jewish protest, like Jerry Seinfeld, somebody heckled him. He said to them, you're idiots. Just like the guy with the New York Post, they're still calling me about the corned beef sandwich. Idiots. You want to act stupid? We have so many problems in New York City. Do you know that I found out today the budget, I thought it was only, a couple of $1 billion that we're spending on public schools because we have 1 million kids. We spend $35 billion on our education in New York City. Do you know that we're in the bottom third tier of qualified schools and education?
Let me ask you a question.
17% of our kids graduate with a passing grade. 17%.
Heshy, I got to ask you a question. If I want to send my kid to a good yeshiva, how much is it a year?
So it depends. Most good yeshivas, more modern secular religious schools, are ranging between $13,000 to $25,000.
Okay, so in New York, the New York City budget, it pretty much breaks down to $30,000 per student.
Correct.
And so so I can send my kid to a yeshiva, get a top-notch education. I'm
not a top-notch, a good one. Okay, but a top-notch will cost maybe $40,000, $30,000. But really, the truth of the matter is, some yeshivas are free because we make the parents give donations and other people, there's different ways of receiving money. But that's my point to you that, it's about between $13,000 and $20,000. So,
I'm just telling you, a New York City public education is costing about $30,000 per student.
Yeah. So
is that unbelievable or what?
And we're the bottom third tier of the entire country. That's my problem. We're the bottom third tier. Our education is simple. It's just stupid. And you know why?
Yeah, but
I'll tell you how stupid it is. You people elected AOC. What's her name again? Acosta.
AOC.
I know, but what's her name?
Alexandria.
Crap C. That's what the C stands for. That she's a crap idiot. 4th time she's been reelected. Why? She's an idiot. I mean, you actually see she's an idiot. And by the way, I want you to see these.
I usually tell you to moderate yourself, but with AOC, I'm like, go to town.
I'm going to tell you what I saw today, just for your knowledge. The Trump-Biden election. I want to tell you about Trump versus Biden. By the way, producers, you want to answer us? Producers, we're on the show. Can you answer us? Anything? Open the door? No? Now they don't open the door there. So I'll be watching videos of who knows what. So here you go. The big picture, who's favored to win the presidency? You ready?
Yeah.
Biden versus Trump. Anyways, here he goes. So Biden against Trump. In the electoral college probability, Trump will get 67% of the electoral college, and Biden will get 33%. But listen to this: the popular vote will go 51% to Biden, 49%.
Doesn't matter the popular vote. So who cares about-
Presidential electoral votes will be 250 to Biden, 287 to Trump.
Well, that's all we need to win. Who cares
And the
about
predicted popular vote will be 47.2 Biden, 47.1. So I don't understand. It's like so close, and he's going to win by less than 0.1%.
Because a lot of people are, the Democrats are going to say, well, you see, we should get rid of the electoral college because, look, Biden's going to win the popular vote, or he won it, whatever, previous elections or whatever. The other guy won, but he didn't have enough electoral votes. My thinking with that is a lot of people give up in states like New York where they say, you know what? Why should I vote in the presidential election? It's not going to make a difference anyway. The Democrat guy is going to win anyway. So why?
But it's not true.
So if you had a popular vote, I'm not so sure that the Democrats would win that. Keep winning that.
I agree. I tell you something right now. I agree. I want you to know tomorrow night is the debate. I think Trump is ready. What do you think? And they're going to shut off his mic.
They're going to shut off his mic.
But they're going to shut off Biden's mic too.
They
don't have to shut off because he's going to go.
Yeah, but what I'm worried about is like Jake Tapper is going to be. Biden's going to flub a question, and Jake Tapper is going to come in and just fill it in for him. Like,
yes, no, right?
Oh, this is what you meant, President Biden, right? Like, that's what they're going to do. That's what it's going to be all night.
Well, we're not stupid people. They say most Americans, out of the 360 million Americans, they're saying almost 2/3 of America will be watching that debate.
By the way, somebody's missing Nicole.
Nicole, we're sorry we missed you. Her wonderful new boyfriend,
Clark
Kent, came into town. So he's more important than the show.
Well, he's more important than anything else.
I got that. I agree with you.
He must be a very good-looking guy.
He is. I like him myself. So
you met him?
I'm not homosexual, but I do like the way he looks. He's a real man.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you see somebody good looking, like, for example, Denzel Washington, I like him. You know what I mean?
He's a good-looking man.
Robert De Niro, pig. Al Pacino is a great actor, but I never thought he would be a leading good-looking man. He's not for me, Al Pacino. I don't know. I know what you're saying.
The studio hated him for The Godfather, by the way.
I loved him. That was the only movie.
The studio hated it.
I love The Godfather.
You ever seen this show called The Offer? It's about the making of The Godfather.
I heard about it.
It's a great television series.
So in my weddings, the way it works in the Tischler family is when one of our children get married, it's like the Godfather thing. We all go into a room for an hour, and anybody who has problems comes, or the community, if you can help them. So I sit there and we try to give out some money, and I try to help people with the issues. And your children come to you. Like my son, when my son Moshe was getting married, Avram came to me and said, "I'm going to introduce you to my future bride." And I introduced her. I spoke to her, and I gave her my blessing. I had people who came to me for money or business options. I do this every day. Anyways, I'm not a godfather. I don't do anything illegal. But
people are getting whacked in the streets of Brooklyn because of HSHY Tischler?
Yeah, sure. Don't spread that word, because then we're going to have a problem. But we are going to have a special election. They are holding back the election. And let's do a commercial, by the way. And we're going to start with Green Line building compliance. And I am so good. I'm telling you, I'm so good. Not that I'm so good. I really am, because I know my job. I know how to help people. I know how to guide them to the shining light. People are calling me with issues. They're fighting with their contractors. They're fighting with their city. I calm them down. I help them through the issues of the building department, violations. Like today, I have a guy that it took me 6 months to dismiss his case. It took us so long to dismiss his case, but I got it dismissed. I saved him $11,000 in penalties. But not only that, because I saved him the penalties, I'm able to open up his building. I'm able to file the job in the 6 months and get him approved and move him into the building. They have another guy I told you with the building department criminal ticket. Somebody got a building department violation. The building department decided to file a criminal charge against him, and they want to knock down his house. I got the house to stay. I checked it out. I'm filing plans. I'm going to criminal court. And I'm going to get this $5,000 warrant against him dismissed down to like a violation like he made on the street. But again, you're wasting my time with this stupidity when there's murders and killings and rapes and you have Palestinians running in the
There was
street.
4 people stabbed on the street on
Yeah.
Avenue A and 14th Street.
Is that crazy? Located at 202 Forster Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11230. Call me 718-871-0382. Violations, even now criminal tickets, building department violations, sanitation tickets, which I hate to do because they're stupid and they shouldn't even be issued. Fire department tickets. I go to court. I do inspections, vacate orders. We are an architectural firm and a legal firm, so we help you. You know, I had a young electrician, a Jamaican guy, and he had a problem that he built a awning in Suffolk, and his neighbors fighting with him, and he built himself a garage a little bit bigger, and they're screaming, and he made a beautiful pergola. You know what a pergola? It's like a little, it's like a cabana outside, but it's like you can pop open the roof. It's a beautiful little structure that you can sit outside, and he put.
Is it made out of glass?
It's made out of glass and metal, yeah. But if it's not screwed onto the building, you don't need a permit, but whatever. So Green Line Building Solutions, 718-871-0382. And don't forget, HeshyTishler.com. Vote for HeshyTishler.com. I'm running. Send me money. Go to Heshy. I know I'm begging. I keep raising money, and George was telling me, Heshy, you have to make sure everything is legal. Only credit cards we're taking. Only debit cards we're taking. I think out of all of our donations, like a couple of hundred, one of them was a check. One. And I want to do this right. I don't want, because they kill him. They're watching me. They're auditing me. HeshyTishler.com, and you can always call me at.
I mean, they're watching to make sure you don't give away free sandwiches.
Yeah.
You know?
And go ahead. And who else do we got? We got Free Eraser.
FeeEraser.com. So if you own a small business and you're tired of paying credit card processing fees, call us up, 718-492-1671, or check out our website, FeeEraser.com.
And I want you to know something, guys. You could email us at the show any questions, or go onto YouTube, justenoughheshy@gmail.com, JUSTENOUGHHESHY@gmail.com, all week long. Or you can call me on my phone, or text me, or email me, 718-288-7844. I'm always available, and I'm going to be a great councilman. So people are calling me now left and right. Heshy, now that Carmen Yeager's are gone, are you going to win? And I tell everybody, just come out, support me. Come out, support me. Come help me. Send me money. Yes, I will win. You ready for me? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. I am so ready, George. I am so ready.
I'm convinced you're running for the wrong job, but, I'm going to help you.
Well,
you should be running for mayor, because you're going to be frustrated in the city council.
No, I'm not, because if I can make friends there, and I know how to make friends.
Those progressives don't like to make friends.
Well, they have no choice.
Well, listen, I'm going to get you into office. The rest is up to you.
The rest will be up to me. And every time I do that, like I tell a lot of my staff, you get me to that inspection. Prepare me, help me with my paperwork, I'll pass. I'll make the deals happen. You get me onto that property, I'll make the sale go through, and I'll make sure that every side is treated fair. I have a reputation of being honorable and honest. Yes, I make mistakes, I mess up. I keep telling it to you guys over and over again. But I know how to make it happen because I'm reasonable, I have common sense, I've done budgets, and I'm not bragging to you that I'm so great. I'm a regular guy, just a regular guy. But being honorable, that's most important. And that's why I'd like to start today's show with, which I didn't even
You sure you want to be a politician?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the honorable and politician just doesn't usually.
Anyways, I want to tell you why. Okay, here's my quote of the day. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. Real kindness seeks no return. And the reason I quote this to you is, I like to be kind to others. I know that sometimes doing something for somebody so small could be so great, because sometimes when somebody does something small to me, when I was in the hospital a couple of years ago, I only went for a day. Really, I was supposed to go for 2 days, and my brother let out the word. And I go visit a lot of people in the hospital all the time, every week, every day. When the people found out I was in the hospital, I promise you, if there wasn't 200 people coming to visit me, and the nurses were getting nervous, and they said, "Who are you?" I said, "I do good for others," and people felt that they owe me to come visit me. When my mother passed away, our house was busy with people coming to say their condolences. from 7 in the morning till midnight. And I trust me, I was a bit embarrassed, but I understood that they wanted to do a little bit of kindness, because I know what it is when you make somebody smile. When I go to these events, I make them laugh. Like tonight, I have a wedding, my great-nephew's wedding. I'm going. I go because time is important. People need to be smiled. People need to be told a joke. You keep telling me to be more serious, more statesman. I can't. I have to make people happy.
Listen, your community is,
I know.
they're a little bit,
No, but they like to laugh.
They like to laugh, but they don't like their politicians to smile over.
Well, I want to tell you a funny joke. I was taking care of my 4-year-old granddaughter, and I woke her up, and I reminded her after waking her up that she had to go to the bathroom, and she has to go every day. She says to me, "I have to go to the toilet every single day for the rest of my life?" I said, "Yes, baby, every day you have to go."
You should tell her, listen, if you don't, there's a problem. You need to.
I know that. But I asked her, I said to her, how was your first day of school? I asked my little kindergarten girl. She said, "Fine." I said, "They want me to come back tomorrow." She thought she was only going for one day.
Well, listen, my little girl finished elementary school. It was a sad day. All the kids were crying today.
Oh yeah.
Except my girl. I think my girl's, she's done with this school and she wants to move on. But all the kids were crying. She was feeding the kids in lunch. She's like, "Come on, you guys got to eat." And they were crying from the morning till 2:00, 2:30 when school was done. And so my heart goes out to my little girl, Tina. It's a big change to change from one school to another at that age.
I want to change to the Supreme Court subject. The Supreme Court has come out with a lot of decisions, but they still haven't decided on January 6th, which is very important. They might release everybody on January 6th. You know that?
That's a great thing. I think most of the cases are very weak.
But some of them are getting 17 years, 20 years.
The BLM people were burning, cities, Washington, Minnesota, and all these other cities that were like World War III going on. And, the January 6th people, they just showed up and wore funky hats, and maybe one or two of them did create some damage, but, going to jail like for 20 years is ridiculous.
You have people on the Palestinians that don't even know what intifada means.
By the way,
and they're grabbing flags. They're hitting. That's called hate crime when you grab somebody's stuff or punch them or hit them, and the cops are not arresting them. I'm just telling you again. You cannot have a protest. There's a reason. They just your friend Kathy Hochul has instigated a law, putting back a law that nobody could wear masks in the train. Understand? You forced us to wear masks in the train because it's unsafe. But now with all the crime, you're ready to let us get sick instead of to wear a mask. Because just to stop crime. Make up your mind, Ms. Hochul. By the way, there was a law passed in the 1800s that you can't wear a mask in the street because the people were robbing, and not more than 3 people can do a thing without a permit. Masks are being worn in the street. People are robbing you. People are running around this city. Lawlessness. And you know what they said on the television? Crime is down. Bull. It's a lie. A lie. And we sit here like idiots and believe it. And I keep telling you every week after week after week, look at the numbers. If the way they keep saying crime keeps coming down week after week after week, there should be no more crime. Right?
Listen, it's not just the crime, right? It's the perception of crime, right? We went from a period under Bloomberg where we didn't have really any crime on the streets. We didn't have random stabbings. And now we have people walking around the city just getting punched in the face. Getting punched in the face just randomly.
You know what upset me? I mean, both Trump and Biden didn't let Robert F. Kennedy into the debate. Now, I have no problem with that because if you ever hear Robert F. Kennedy talk, he talks. Something's wrong with his voice.
He's had some health issues.
No, I have no problem. But we're going on national television. We're talking to hundreds of millions of people. If you're not qualified or you're not healthy enough to be president, you shouldn't be running for president.
I think RFK is in a lot better shape than Biden.
Physically. physically, but he still has other issues. And when you have other issues like that, going on a television stage where your time is very limited, you only have 2 minutes, he won't have the time. I don't know. I don't think he'd be a
Well,
good,
I think
I like him. Don't get
if
me
the
wrong.
Democrats were smart, they would dump Biden and put Kennedy there, and they would probably win. But
Well,
they're not
it's too
going to do
late
that.
now, yeah.
They're not going to do that. They're going to put somebody. If anything happens to Biden, they're going to put somebody like Gavin Newsom because he's related to Pelosi,
Right.
and
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
part
didn't
of.
know that.
Yeah, he's related to them by marriage.
Wow.
So they're going to put their own people
So
in it.
another idiot we have. Do you know that New York City wants to spend $780 million on a new soccer stadium in Queens? Why?
Who's this?
New York City. We're spending $780 million on a soccer
What do you mean we're spending it?
stadium. Somebody has to come up with that money
No, but why is the club not coming up with the money? Why are we paying?
because that's the way it works in this city. We're creating a new soccer stadium in New York City for $780 million.
So will we get all the ticket? Will we get all the door fees for foreseeable
I
future?
don't think so. And we need $1 billion for the cops, but instead we're buying a soccer stadium and using land where we could build housing.
Now listen, if you told me we're going to open up a football stadium or a baseball stadium, they're going to bring a lot of money in. But a
We
soccer
tried that.
stadium
We
is not
tried that.
proven.
She didn't do that. Instead, she was building it in Buffalo, Hoko.
Yeah, and so we still don't have a football stadium in the city of New
I know
York.
that. We do have 2 baseball fields, which you could use. They used to use Shea Stadium.
Well, they do pull in a lot of money. There's a lot of businesses around them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people employed. They are. I don't know if soccer is going to be as big as a draw, but you never know. I have 2 questions for you that I don't think I can answer. Can I wear my Magnum David everywhere, even in my workplace? Right?
What do you mean? Of course you're allowed to. Freedom of religion, freedom of expression. Even the police today allow the Muslim cops wear their hijab or whatever. I go to the bank and the women are covering their heads and not their face, thank God. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I wouldn't even deal with that bank. But you're supposed to allow people to serve their religion and wear a yarmulke. And even commenting. People say to me, "Oh, you comment about women, sexual harassment." I'm allowed to comment anything I want as long as I don't touch you. And if I ask you permission to give you a hug and you want to give me a hug, fine. If you tell me no, that's your right. But if I say something funny that, "Oh, I love you," or whatever, people they can sue you for me saying that, "Oh, I think you're so pretty and so gorgeous." Last night I was arguing with my future in-law, my son's future mother-in-law, and I said, "You're so pretty," and then all of a sudden I stopped myself. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry if I said that." She says, "No, you can say that to me." So I understand some women like it, some women don't like it.
I think the secret is you got to have a relationship with the woman. You have to be friends, a familial relationship, a girlfriend, mistress, something.
Oh, stop, mistress. Stop with the mistress.
So somebody asks, what's your opinion about Israel making the religious Jewish people go to the army?
So you know what? Let me tell you something. I never believed in the draft. I don't even believe in the draft in America. And now in America, they want to draft women, I hear. You know that? The draft is unacceptable, whether it's in Israel or in the United States. You have enough soldiers that want to join the army. If there is a war, and I remember as a young boy in 73, when the Arabs came attacking everybody, postmen, a policeman, everybody quickly ran to the army. And you know who took over the army? You know who took over the jobs as the postmen? The Hasidic Jews were the crossing guards. The Hasidic Jews became the mailmen, the policemen. You need people to run the country too. Hasidic Jews don't want to fight. They, like what are those a religion? Not the Amish, but there's something like them that don't.
The Quakers.
The Quakers. They don't believe in war, but they do believe in war if they have to protect their homeland. They do serve this country. There are other ways. I never really liked Obama. I did like him in the beginning, but he had one of the greatest lines ever said. To serve your country, you don't have to be in the war. You have to serve your country by helping others. Become a teacher, become a tutor. Do something. To serve your country is to serve your fellow man. That is a great line. Just like Kennedy said, ask not what your country could do for you, what you could do for the country. It's our responsibility to do good. That was my quote in the beginning of the show. Go out and do good deeds. Little things build up. Go bring somebody a bread. On Sabbath I go visit this guy in the adult center, and he sits there. He's stuck in a wheelchair, and he only likes to wear shirts with cufflinks. And he likes when I come for 10 minutes. I joke with him. 10 minutes. I walk like 30 blocks to visit him. He likes me just to come joke with him. We have a good laugh. And he has his sister call me every week to come visit him. Just to say hello, joke around, make a new comment, make fun of myself, make fun of my wife. He's so happy. He says, what did your wife do to you this week? And this man is in a wheelchair, who can't walk. He's not well. And he wants to know how I'm in trouble. I love it. I love it.
Should we give the phone out? Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
646-974-1580.
646-974-1580.
Please call into the show if you got anything you want to, especially anything you want to ask Heshy before the 4th of July coming up.
Jake Tapper, I know you told me he's going to defend Biden. What do you think about the lady?
No, it's not even defend Biden. He's going to answer the questions. Like, oh, President Biden, you meant this.
Are we that stupid? Are we really that stupid? We're not going to know. And who's this Dana Bosch? I watched
She's
her.
also another
right.
She's another CNNer that's going to... Do you believe that CNN won't let independent media simulcast it or comment on the debate? They won't let them have the video?
I think that's genius because they're going to make a fortune of money.
Yeah, so independent media said they cut off like independent media from even commenting or have a show side by side. And all the independent media like Tim Pool and all those guys are like screaming bloody murder.
I agree. News is news, and this debate is just being moderated by you.
Yeah, but they're going to give it to NBC. They're going to give it to ABC. To me, where we conservative Republicans thrive is in independent media. We don't control ABC or NBC. That's pretty much controlled by the liberals.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that Mr. Trump has a problem with the black voters.
That's BS.
That's what they're saying. Philadelphia is going to candidates need to whatever are going to have a problem. I'm sorry. Here you go. Trump is having problems with black voters in Philadelphia. He will. I don't know. What do you think about that? I don't know.
It's always cities that the counting the ballots is always. It's almost like they're sending it up beforehand. It's always cities where the ballot counting is going to be, excuse my language, effed up, and you can fill in the blanks.
Well, I don't know. I see black voters liking Mr. Trump and whatever. Go ahead, put somebody on the phone. We have a caller. Let's go.
All right, great.
Hello? You're on. Hello? I hear a buzzing, but that's fine. You're on the air with Heshy and George. Who's calling?
Hey, how you doing there? Heshy, George. I went to Canarsie Pier today, nice summer day, where I joined the cookout. To get there, I took a circuitous bus route. I was coming back on the 42, and at a stop, this old lady wanted to get on the bus with her shopping cart. The bus driver had to lower the ramp. She struggled to get on, so I'm standing there. She looks at me. She asks for help, so I try to help her out. The thing I said to her, "You must have packed a tank in here. It's a heavy shopping cart." But she finally got on, and I felt like I did some little thing today, like you said. You know,
good.
But you know
that's
what?
exactly what I'm. That's one minute. That's exactly
intelligence. All the armaments that come into use lately.
Well, we have a lot of problems with technology over here.
If you put serious questions to Donald Trump or Joe Biden tomorrow night, because who can be responsible?
Well,
nobody can be. Who can be responsible in this mechanical, cybernetic age of where anything seems to go?
You're right, and I want you to know. That.
Thank you for calling in, by the way.
Thank you for calling in. First of all, that's exactly what I'm saying. A little thing like that, helping somebody with their wagon, going over to somebody's house on a hot day and making sure they have some, they have the air conditioner or a bottle of water, or they have their groceries, because some people can't go on. That's it. That's it. You make somebody's world a bit better. And I do that every single day. And like my wife today. What did she do? She didn't do anything. She went and she took her mother to the doctor. Her mother could go to the doctor herself, but she went with her, sat with her, comforted her, took her home. That's it. Nothing major. She didn't need any help. But by doing something, you make somebody feel better, make their day go a little easier. Me and my son had a fight tonight. He said he had a great day. I said I had a rough day. Why? Not because my day was bad. I heard so many troubles, so many people crying, so many people in trouble, and it gets to my heart every single day, and I have to harden my heart. You know, every morning I wake up and I'm ready for the evil. I'm ready to be tough. I'm ready to be mean. You know, I was listening to a migrant who shot an NYPD cop, and you know what he says? You know what his defense is? It's common practice back in Venezuela. You believe it? It's common practice in Venezuela to shoot cops.
Well, he's probably right, but that doesn't mean, it's common practice, to eat ham sandwiches, but I wouldn't go to Saudi Arabia and do it. You know what I'm saying?
But
you got to acclimate yourself with the culture.
We're not vetting them. We're not telling them the rules. Hey, man, you can't have a gun. But President Trump has to give up all his firearms. You know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's a felon now.
But he's not officially a felon until after
the
appeal.
He'll be sentenced in,
And why can't they hold back the sentencing for the appeal?
Well, I just don't understand how that's not election interference when they're going to sentence. They're going to give some kind of sentence. I don't think he's going to spend a day in jail.
It doesn't make a difference. He's now sentenced to a state crime. He can't pardon himself from a state crime, or is it a federal crime? But he was found guilty in a state jail, a city court. So it's not a federal thing. So he can't pardon himself. He can only pardon federal crimes, right?
That I don't know. That's a Nicole question.
Yeah.
Save that question for next week. She'll be here.
I will. They say that I was watching a video of the Palestinians. I swear to you that all the rapes that the Palestinian men did, and you saw it on video and they admitted to doing it, was a lie. Not one rape happened. How can somebody...
Who's saying that? Palestinians?
Yeah. Not even a Palestinian. Some stupid woman that was protesting with them. Now, how do you, are you that ignorant? You're watching your television. If you believe that's a lie, then there's so many other lies you can believe as well. Some people are this stupid and they're yelling and screaming and hollering.
This lady probably said, there was no Holocaust. That was just, made up.
I know. And we haven't learned. We haven't learned that some little Nazi pig by the name of Adolf Hitler was able to conquer the world. The man was a corporal. He wrote a book that wasn't even a bestseller till he became president. The man was stupid, but sometimes we want to be brainwashed. And I see it.
The Germans, I'm not making excuses for Adolf Hitler, right here. But the Germans were desperate. The French had hit him over the head, and the Allies had hit him over the head with reparations.
But they were coming back.
Yeah, but they had like 300-400% inflation.
But that was, you're right. That was.
You never heard the joke? They went to go buy bread, so they put the wheelbarrow and the money, and the wheelbarrow was stolen. The money was left behind.
Yeah, but the king at the time, or whatever you want to call him, what was he? Not the king, not the chancellor, the guy who was in charge. What was his name? He had a title.
The Kaiser.
The Kaiser. No, the Kaiser is Russian.
Kaiser, Kaiser is
whatever.
German.
So the German guy who was like the king or something.
Wilhelm.
He was bringing the country back. He was fixing stuff. He was a good guy. He had no problem with the Jews. It takes time. Hitler jumped in and pushed the envelope. And Hitler wasn't smart enough to run a business. His team around him wasn't that good. The people of the country wanted to make the country better. But then again...
he was a con artist. He basically...
He was
able to con a whole nation to, hey... do this, this, and this, and we'll be back on top.
And in America, we have the same thing. We had so many people, so many evangelists. We had so many people that we follow, so many con men throughout time that led us down the wrong path. And my point is you got to keep your eyes open. They shut our country down during COVID. Make sure this doesn't happen again. They're doing it. They're preparing us. They're prepping us. I'm listening to people talking 10, 12 years ago that this is what they're doing to us now. They're prepping us to shut us down, to put links, what do you call it, chips in us. Of course, me and you, George, we're old enough, they're never going to do it to us. But they're going to get our kids. They're going to get these teenagers. They're going to get these college people.
They're going to get the next generation, and they're going to love it because there's going to be, hey, look, I can show everybody what I'm spending. Or, look, I can... you know, I could be on Snapchat or whatever the new social media is, or TikTok, and you could see me spend money. Like they're gonna brainwash people. Look how much privacy people have given up being on social media. Like somebody goes to the bathroom now. They put it on a TikTok video or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
I actually
people
have
have given up privacy to be on social media.
I have actually people that in the middle of the night, they call me or they make prank calls. They're sitting in their bathroom or they send me dirty videos. I try not to open most of them if I don't know you, or I do. I always answer if you send me.
You get dirty videos?
Oh, they try. They send videos with links, and sometimes you click on it and you're dead. But I'm pretty good now at how I'm watching it because I have like 3 numbers, 3 different phones, the computer. I'm constantly getting emails and texts. I'm pretty good all day long. But yeah.
Any women sending you pictures?
Oh, God.
Oh, is that a yes or no?
The answer is yes, and I delete them right away.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to tell you. I do. I'm 60 years old. I've trained myself to be more...
From the community?
Not the community. People from outside. I have fans across the country.
Oh, no. I would just, be, pretty scandalous if it was people from the community.
Well...
Are you just saying that because you don't want to say anything?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
The federal government spent $200 billion. Let me repeat the number to you. The federal government has spent $200 billion. Now, before I told you about $35 billion, the federal government spent $200 billion to U.S. schools to teach them and address the COVID-era learning challenges. Not to prepare us or bring us books or do it, to address the COVID-era learning challenges. $200 billion.
Wait, is this year or in this budget?
The last 2 or 3 years. Now, studies are showing that the money accomplished nothing and hinting what could happen, it goes away this fall. That if they stop giving that COVID money, something bad could happen. Are you joking? COVID is over.
About the kids. It's about keeping pensions going because a lot of pensions are underfunded. Not New York, but in other states and cities. Pensions are in trouble. They're underfunded. They're not managed correctly. They're managed for, they're managed to meet some kind of equity or equality quotient, not profit. And a lot of these pensions are in trouble. So I bet you a lot of that money went into pension funds.
All we know, again, another game. Today I had an organization that came to me, and Simcha Felder, our state senator, has finally decided to help some of our organizations to get funding from the government. I said, what happened the last 8 years or 9 years? Why all of a sudden are you waking up now, Mr. Felder? And I'll tell you why. Because he wants to run for city council, and he wants to impress all the locals now, so he's switching seats. He's starting to give away city money by teaching them how to fill out forms and wasting his time.
Why people in Borough Park be upset that these guys are just trading chairs like trading seats like musical chairs?
I keep thinking that, you know what I mean? Guys, but he has the name. They somehow are brainwashed that he's done something. No problem. Just tell me what he's done. I want to know what AOC has done. Tell me what she's done that she deserves a 4th term. What has she made changes? What legislation has he helped? What special needs children? What special schools have been opened up in the Bronx? Why is Bronx still? She's there 4 terms. That's 8 years. What has she accomplished?
See, I think people in this community are not used to having...
Is it a 4-year term or a 2-year term?
What are we talking about?
Congress.
Congress is 2.
So if she's there for 8 years, I want to know what she's done, besides sitting on committees and screaming at people and talking like a fool.
But I was going to say, people in this area are not used to constituent services. Like, on the Republican side, Michael Novikov's office has pretty good services, and Justin Brennan's office on the Democratic side have pretty good services. But here, you guys don't have an office where you can go into and get services.
We have private organizations, like we have the Women's League for special needs people. We have my office that helps people with building violations and other legal aspects or advisory.
Yeah, but you can't go into a Politico's office that's elected from this community, from these zip codes, and say, I need a little help. The state's
They make believe they help you, or they'll take your call and they'll call you back afterwards and say, "I'm sorry, I can't help you," or "I can't get involved," or "I could get involved." They actually have nobody. Like, they have one person a part of the
Like I said, there's
you can't even go into the office. You have to call them and email them, then make an appointment. And if they could maybe help you, they might let you come in.
Listen, when we were in Lester's office, Lester Chang's office, the program I'm most proud of is we put together a little program with the energy company at the time where you can get a free air conditioner. Now, They do that on their own, but a lot of people in the community didn't know that. So we advertised it, we put it out there, and we helped a lot of people apply and get it.
What I do is I make sure, I don't do that, but I try to tell people, and I work with these other organizations that give away smoke detectors. I want a smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector in every bedroom in your house. It's stupid. It's so easy to put in. You screw it in, a battery. You check the battery every 2 or 3 months, even though you don't have to check it for a year. There's a lifesaver things. People, if you notice, fire all over the place. I like smoke. When I do inspections, the city requires me to have a smoke detector in every bedroom and not everywhere. When I do my inspections, I make you have smoke detectors in the bedrooms, in the kitchen, even though it goes off too often. Keep the window open.
Wait, every bedroom has to have a smoke detector?
That's the law. You must have a smoke detector in every room. That is the law now.
What? Really? In a private house?
Private house, too. To pass the vote, the new ones, you must have a smoke detector in every bedroom and one in every hallway.
You're kidding me.
If you don't have it, you'll fail inspection. And that's the rule. And HPD, when you're renting out an apartment and you renovate it, requires a smoke detector in every bedroom.
No, that can't be for a private house, though.
Every house that is inspected needs, and I'm telling you, it's not even if it wasn't a requirement. You need it. You need it. You need to be woken up, because sometimes the smoke detector might not work in the kitchen or the hallway. So if the smoke reaches, it'll wake you up. You shouldn't sleep through it. People smoke and they die from smoke inhalation because the smoke comes in real quickly to your bedroom. You're dead. You need that smoke detector. Smoke detectors save lives, plain and simple. And carbon monoxide, you get a mixed carbon monoxide smoke detector today for free if you want. If you go authorization, or you go to a Home Depot for $40 and you get a good one.
Can I tell my carbon monoxide story? 1 minute?
Yeah.
I knew a family. I knew a friend of mine in the ATM business that his parents went to Argentina or Chile. They were traveling all over South America. They stayed at an Airbnb. The next morning, they were found dead. One of them fell in the shower. So it turns out there was a carbon monoxide leak, and these people didn't realize, it's Argentina or Chile. There's probably no requirements, and they just passed out and died.
Wow.
And he had to fly him here. I mean, it was a big nightmare.
We're coming to the end of the show for our radio listeners, and George wanted me to tell a story. He liked my story last week. You like my story last week?
It was a home run.
Okay.
And Nicole loved it too, by the way.
I have a better story, and I met one of the people in this story who's still alive today. During the Holocaust, the Hungarian Jews were taken in late to the concentration camp. And
Wait, hold on. Do we have a phone call?
Yeah? Okay, give me the call.
Sorry about that.
I wanted to
Sorry
tell
about that,
story. The
Ash.
story was really good. You're on the air with Heshy and George. Who's calling?
The next morning, they were found dead. One of them fell.
You got to shut down your radio or TV, whatever.
Hello?
Whatever's in the background.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Shut off your radio. What's up? It's Heshy.
Hey, Heshy, what about the debate tomorrow?
I'm telling you that debate tomorrow, I think Trump has been trained. I think that Trump is ready for the debate. I think Trump will crush that debate. Forget Biden. I don't think he'll be prepped. He might have something in his ear helping him out. And I know George says, what's his name? Tapper is going to help him out. But I think, as you can see, when you see Trump at all these rallies,
I also think he's going to be shot up with all kinds of drugs,
not Trump, you mean Biden.
Yeah, Biden. Biden's going to be all shot. Like, that's why I think they needed to put him on Camp David for a week. But, can you imagine? They took him out of the White House and put him in Camp David for 6-7 days. I mean, who's running the country in the meantime? You know.
President could take off here and there, but whatever. But he's always, I'm sure, in touch with whatever. So here's my story, and we have 2 minutes.
Thank you, caller, for calling.
Thank you, caller, for calling. With the stories that the Germans came into this town, and there were 50 religious yeshiva boys that they took and they brought them to Auschwitz, the worst concentration camp. And these boys knew the story already by now. They heard what was going on, and they were forced into a gas chamber. Their clothes was taken away, and they told them that they're going to take a shower. But these guys were not stupid. 50 young boys, they put them into this shower, and one of the boys got up and said, listen, we're naked, we're going to die, today's a holiday of Shavuos, which just happened, we don't have a Torah to dance with, a Bible, we're going to dance and sing. And the boys in the middle of the shower, naked, started dancing and singing and ready to accept the death. Something happened that the gas chamber didn't work. And the guards were screaming, stop singing! And the kids were saying, drop dead, guards, we don't care. And they kept singing and dancing. All of a sudden, they called the head guard. The head guard kept coming and he walked into the shower. He said, everybody shut up. And one of the young men said, we don't care what you say. We hate the Nazis. We're not going to die. We're going to dance dying. And the Nazi grabbed him by the throat and said, you know what, you little whatever, I'm going to not kill you tonight. I'm going to make you suffer. And he grabbed all the kids and shoved them in a building. A head Nazi higher than him came and needed a few hundred workers. And he saw these 50 young kids. He said, I want these kids to help him. And the Nazi chief was trying to argue with him. And the judge said, I need them. And he took all 50 of these kids, and he marched them into the field to come help them. What I hear is all 50 of those boys lived and survived the war. I met Mr. Greenwald. He was one of the 50. He lives down the block from us. I want you to know God runs this world.
Was it just dumb luck, or was it?
It could be, but God. Come back next week. Thank you, WSNR, WPID, for listening to our show. It was great for you to listen in. But yes, it wasn't dumb luck. There was a lot of stories of luck, but I don't believe luck was in the war because these Nazis were very meticulous. What happened is, I'll tell you, God intercedes. God watches you. You have to believe that there's a God. You have to believe that you can do anything with God's help. Because if you give up and you fail and you give up and you fail again, you're dead. I don't give up. I figure out a plan. I fight. I'm nothing special. I'm not Superman. But somehow I get a lot of special stuff accomplished. You know why, George? And like you, it's not that we believe that there's a higher power that is watching us and guiding us. Somebody told me, you're going to win the election, HSHY, if God wants. I said, God is not a Democrat or Republican. Matter of fact, I think he's an independent. But I believe,
I think he's actually a conservative. But
okay, but I want you to know, God does watch us. But again, he's not involved with the elections. He wants you to accomplish what you accomplish. But he gives you divine, not intervention, but like wisdom. It's up to you to use it. You know, God doesn't show you love. He puts you in a position where you could make your own love. You know, he doesn't give you wisdom. He puts you in a position where you could figure out how to be wise and solve the problems. You want God to give you everything. It's not going to happen. He gives you the opportunity to make it happen. And it's your responsibility to make things happen and help other people, and they will help you. Anyways, George, I had a good time tonight.
Well, thank you for having me again, like every week.
Are you here next week for July 5th?
No, I'm sorry. I will be in Greece in the...
I hear you having a problem with your wife. I hear you having a problem with your wife. Since she's Chinese, the Greeks don't let her in?
No. It's not about that. It's just we're trying to get my passport and citizenship all straightened out, and I want her to be in my... So in Greece, what you do is you set up like a family, and then I would be head of household, and then she's my wife and my children, right? My one daughter right now. And they're giving a hard time to include her in that household.
If you can do that for Linda,
legally, you know.
If you can uninclude Linda, I'll be happy. No, I'm joking. I love you, Linda. You're the boss. I'm going to be going to Israel. I'm going to be going to Bar Mitzvah. I'm going to try to bring some more supplies. Not much. I wanted to do much more, but I've been running my campaign and getting ready. But I promised the soldiers over there that I will do. I haven't come through for them. I feel embarrassed, but I'm going to come through bigger and better as time goes on. But I have been under a lot of pressure from the business and the community and my soup kitchen and other stuff. So I haven't really accomplished for Israel much, but I love that. It's not Israel is my country. Israel is my people. They're the people, they're the Jewish people that have suffered, and I'm so proud that they've accomplished. I'm an American citizen. I'm a Jew, but I love my Christian friends. I love Rome. I love the Vatican. I love the people that are good and honorable, and there are bad Christians and Muslims, and those people need to be punished the same way those Jews that are bad, who kill and murder, have to be punished. But the truth of the matter is, if you go to any of the Jewish schools, do you ever see rape? Do you ever see murder? Maybe once in a blue moon we have it. Once in a blue moon. Wait. No, zero.
Yeah, but we know about some abuse cases here in the community.
Yeah.
And rape possibly, you know.
Right. We have bad rabbis and priests, but you don't have kids walking into
And I
school.
definitely know about drug abuse in this community.
Right, we have a big drug abuse problem, but we don't have kids walking around with guns. We don't have kids shooting other kids. We don't have mass shootings in our schools like you've had in Texas and Connecticut and Los Angeles and Minnesota. You never see it in the Jewish community. Every once in a while, we have somebody who does something wrong. We got it, but we're normal like everybody else. But our numbers are either 0 or 1% or lower than that. The reason is because, not because we're better than anybody, because we know God is watching. And if you believe in God, and I'm not here to preach to you, you do good, go out of your way, because God is in all of us. Our hearts are beautiful. And you know, when you pray for rain, you know you're going to have mud there as well. And we all get a little dirty, but hold yourself back from falling and slipping in the mud. You could wash yourself off. You don't need to spread it on your show. Thank you for listening to my show, George. Thank you. I'm going to be on next week, and I'm going to have a barbecue, and I'm going to have a great time. Come on back. I love you all. Play the music.
And I hope everyone has a nice summer.
Yeah, great summer.